This is Minecraft with no shaders, and this is Minecraft with shaders. There are so many options out there, which one is the best? Well, this video will give you the answer. I've looked at dozens of shaders and picked 10 of the most popular ones. They will be assigned points in key categories and then given final rankings based on total scores. We'll be going in alphabetical order, starting with Astralex. Alright, so this is Astralex on the screen here. We're pretty early in the day right now, some pretty good lighting, and I love the sun design in the shader. It's cute. I don't know if that's the right word, but I love it. Let's walk around a bit. Oh look, my friend Frank is over here.
Oh hey Cloud, beautiful day isn't it? I love the shader.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I can't wait to see all the other shaders. What are you up to today?
I need to become rich, Cloud. You know, I'm talking mad stacks of diamonds, a house made out of pure emeralds. Time is money, so I gotta run.
Don't forget me when you're rich.
I've already moved on.
What an interesting guy. Anyway, back to the shader. Okay, the water looks good. Let's dive in and go for a swim. Whee! This is a really pretty shader so far. Let's check out a few other biomes here. Alright, we're now in the jungle biome and it's noon. What is a bit weird is, as you can tell when I turn my head, you'll see some, I guess you call it distortion. So maybe some performance issues. Let's do a little walk down to the forest here. Overall, I think it's a nice looking shader. Let's now go over to a cold biome. Cool, same thing here, pretty standard, it looks nice. But now let's take a look at the night vibes. Oh, ho ho ho. Okay, I see you. This is super cool. Look at that, you can see the stars, and they even map out some of the constellations for you. And the lighting on the clouds look really good. Definitely one of the best night skies that I've seen so far. And just as I was about to go to the nether, you can see this cool planet in the background of the sky too. Seems like they've done a really nice job with the sky effects. But let's actually go into the nether now. Right, so we're now in the nether, still with the Astralex shader. First impressions is it looks decent. I do think there's some high contrast colors with the lava though, so it's a little bit hard on the eyes. But I do like when you do this crouching feature, you can see these black bars on the top and the bottom. It's a pretty unique feature, I haven't seen this anywhere else. Something I really don't like about most shader packs is it's really difficult to see in nether fortresses. And this one is actually pretty good, you can see things pretty clearly. But yeah, my only complaint in here is how harsh the lava lighting is. It does look a little bit better in the soul sand biome, so overall not bad. Let's now move on to the end. I've never seen this shader before in the end. I do like the lighting effect, and the purplish aurora in the background is also pretty cool. And as you can tell, when you target a block in the shader, there's like a rainbow outline on them. So overall this is pretty good as well. Why don't we get into our score? So for Astralex, I gave it a 15 out of 20 for performance. It ran pretty well, but I docked some points for the blurring in the third person view. For general atmosphere, I thought that was strong, so I gave it a solid 16 out of 20. And a really solid 18 out of 20 for the overworld. I then gave it a 7 for the nether. It had decent fortress visibility, but the lava was a little too bright. And then an 8 for the end due to the cool effects. The water effects were so-so, so I gave it a 7 out of 10 there. But when we're talking about other materials and effects, I really love the sun design, the night sky was super awesome, and block selection has a nice outline. So full score there, a 10 out of 10. Really strong start with a total of 80 out of 100 for Astralex. Okay, number 2 we have the Bliss shaders. Let's see how blissful I am after we look around. So first impressions, the sun and clouds look nice. The water also looks pretty good. Let's dive in. Whee! Some really good lighting through the water. And when you come up, there's some water residue on your lens. That is pretty cool. So overall, I think the overworld looks okay. It's missing some bells and whistles and the colors are kind of muted, at least for me. But no complaints either. Take a look at this ravine with a little waterfall. Not bad. And now we're gonna look at a desert biome. Clouds look okay, and water is pretty good again. Let's now shift to sunset. Okay, this is not my favorite, kind of muted colors again. Maybe it'll be better in nighttime. Okay, interesting. A little spooky here at night. There's like some fog effects. Let's maybe go to a frozen biome. Teleport over here. Okay, no new effects here. But yeah, kind of spooky at night. Nothing blissful about these night vibes. Let's now go take a look at the nether. Oh, okay, this is interesting. It carries some of the fog over to the nether as well, but it actually fits nicely here. Let's go into another area. Yeah, this is great. I actually think the nether looks better than the overworld. The lava is a little bit hard on the eyes, but overall I like it. Looking at the fortress now, so far so good. I can see the fortress pretty well. So overall the nether is pretty strong in the shader pack. Let's now go look at the end. Alright, here we are. Look at that cool design in the sky. It's like a portal up there. And again, a lot of fog. Bliss shaders, more like fog shaders. Am I right? Anyway, I do think it's more appropriate in this dimension as well. And the end looks really nice here. Let's now do the points and get into our full review. Overall, I think Bliss shaders is a average to above average shader pack. It ended up getting a 76 overall. It's decent all around, but nothing really stands out. I thought it had a strong showing in both the nether and the end, but it was weaker in the overworld and lacks any bells or whistles. Really good water effects though. And again, no complaints and good performance, but nothing spectacular either. Number 3 is BSL shaders. Overall, you can tell it's pretty bright and I think it looks okay. I like the sun design. It is rotated into a diamond, which I think is cute. Walking around a bit, it does feel a bit basic. Even the water feels kind of too simple to me. Let's dive in. Yeah, there's no light coming through and such. So I'm guessing this shader was made to be optimized for performance maybe. It is running really well and smoothly. And at least it looks nice when you're swimming outside. Here we are on the beach. It looks okay as well. And let's take a look at this village here. Not bad, but you can tell like the colors and blocks are pretty simple. Let's now go to nighttime and a frozen biome. Okay, same thing here with the moon. It's a cute diamond design. Ow. The stars look decent as well. Yeah, it's okay. This shader is a bit underwhelming for me, at least in the overworld. Let's toggle the daytime real quick. Yeah, not much better. So let's head into the nether now and see what it looks like. Alright, this is the nether for the Bliss shader. The basalt delta looks pretty nice. Let's hop over to the fortress. And yeah, again, kind of boring for me, even in the nether. At least the lava contrast is softer on the eyes. But super monotone, not much here. It feels like it's just like a smaller color palette or something. And now we're in the end dimension for BSL. And yeah, first impressions, I don't like it. It feels super dusty and it's hard to see. At least the Endermen have glowing eyes here. There's some particle effects. Let's come over here to see what it looks like with the Ender Dragon. So yeah, I can see the dragon, but it's mostly just a shadow, so you can't see the details. So I suppose for certain personality types, this might be a good shader. It's definitely a more subtle and muted color palette. It's not really for me though. I like maybe a flashier end design, since it's supposed to be quote unquote the final boss. Why don't we get out of here and talk about our overall review. So BSL shaders ended up getting 16 points out of 100. The standout here was the performance. That was really solid. I like the sun and moon design and the lighting was good, but everything else was pretty meh, boring, monotone, and flat for me personally. Next up, we have a pretty special shader pack, or at least it's special to me because it's the one that I use the most currently, which is Complementary shaders, specifically the Unbound version, which gives a more realistic look. We aren't going to look at Reimagine since I think there are other shader packs that do the vanilla look better, which we will get into later. Let's first start with the overworld. So I'll start by saying I have noticed that when I have some heavier mods on, that Complementary can slow things down performance-wise, so it will lose some points for that. But in exchange, you get this great view, and one of my favorite things about this shader is the lighting, and specifically how the lighting changes throughout the day. There's this nice and very noticeable difference as time moves throughout the day. So you can see early morning. Now if we shift to noon, it looks a lot brighter. You see? And then when we go to sunset, you can tell it's more orange. Okay, see? There you go. Look at that beautiful sunset. So yeah, I really like the day and night cycle in this shader pack. And let's now take a look at the water. So this one is nothing fancy. I do like it. Some lighting that comes in through the water. Let's now head over to a frozen biome. Okay, you see, this looks nice. Again, the sun is good. Let's take a look at nighttime. Oh, you see, it looks really good. I really love the aurora and the stars in the sky here. Let's go deeper into the night. Look at that. One of my favorite night skies in the game. Overall, I think Complementary is off to a strong start in the overworld, but now let's take a look at the nether. Okay, so here's the nether for Complementary Unbound. I think just right off the bat, it has a decent balance of colors, contrast, a little bit of fog. I suppose my biggest complaint for Complementary is the fortresses. They're pretty hard to see, and I usually have to have a torch or a light when I'm playing through it. Let's hop over here. The basalt delta looks nice though. Some ash in the air. You can see the blocks really clearly. And the forest looks nice too. I think Complementary has a strong nether, but now let's go take a look at the end. And now we have the end dimension. I like the Enderman eyes, and you can see the surrounding particle effects. Wait, let's hold the sword here and do an RP walk. There we go. So I like the end dimension too. I like the stars, the aurora, and you can see everything clearly. It is missing a centerpiece like a black hole or something, but still really strong. Let's now go into our full review. So Complementary scored really well overall, with strong points in the overworld, good on the effects too. It did get dinged a little bit on performance and for the weaker end dimension, but it did almost everything pretty well and had some strong points. So it ended up with a very respectable score of 84. Stick around to see if any of the other shaders remaining can unseat Complementary as the top spot. Okay, here we are with the Nostalgia shader pack. It's supposed to basically be an upgrade of the traditional vanilla Minecraft look. And as you can tell, it looks pretty nice. Let's dive into the water here. This looks good. And the lighting on the water here looks really nice. And something that really stands out to me immediately is the clouds look super cute. Let's shift to earlier in the day. Oh, you see the sun is cool. And we saw noon already, so let's look at sunset. Oh, yeah, that's awesome. I love the color and how it plays on the clouds. Okay, let's take a look at nighttime now. Okay, this is cute too. You can tell the moon is stylized here. I like it. The simplistic look is by design. I guess I wouldn't mind if it had a little bit more effects, like maybe something like stars that were more noticeable with constellations, but look at this moon view. And now let's look at this biome in the daytime. Looks pretty good here as well, nice and clean. And let's hop over into the nether. Okay, here we are, and what is this black circle beneath my feet? You all see this? Weird. The forest looks nice at least. And the basalt delta also looks nice too. I like the fog and the debris. And let's go over here. Oh, okay. This area just immediately isn't as good for me. The lava lighting is too high contrast. Yeah, you see how harsh this is on the eyes? I don't like it to be this bright. And now let's go over to the fortress. Yeah, so I find the fortress kind of bland. It's not my favorite. Not sure what I was going for there. And some of these mobs do look a little bit more scuffed. Okay, so the nether is a little bit mixed for me. Some of the biomes are better than others. But now let's take a look at the end. Oh, okay. Is it just me or is it like super foggy in here? Let me get a light. And oh, the light doesn't light up. This has to be the texture pack, right? Yeah, I don't like that. It kind of like defeats the purpose of some items. But back to the end, it's too foggy for me. I guess some people want that effect in the end and it makes sense on paper, but yeah, just not for me. And at least the moon here looks pretty cool. I like the purple tint. Enderman eyes also don't glow. So yeah, the end is a little weak here for me, but let's now get into our review. So Nostalgia ended up with a decent 78. I would describe this shader pack as being cute and compact. It has a nice design in the overworld, but I don't like the nether or the end, so it ends up taking a hit there. But overall, I think it's a good shader pack, especially for those that like this vanilla style, and it performs really well too. Okay, here we are. This is the pastel shaders, and yeah, as advertised, it really mellows out a lot of the colors here. I feel like someone came over and took the fun out of everything. Super basic and simple. So yeah, I personally did not like this. Unlike Nostalgia, which is also super simple, this one is really overly boring. Like, look at the water here, there's like nothing here. Underwater, there's like little dots, but they're mostly static. Yeah, I don't know. First impressions, I don't like it. At least the torch has a light effect. I feel like I'm wearing a hair shirt and being punished for no reason. I guess if you don't like bright colors or if you have sensitive eyes, this mod is for you. But I don't know, what do you all think? Let's go to another biome. Let's go to a frozen one. And yeah, this is kind of awful too. Let's see what noon time looks like. Oh, we're already in noon. Let's see sunset then. And yeah, that's no good either. Let's just go to nighttime. Oh, I think nighttime's a little bit better. And oh, yeah, see, this frog light is weird. It doesn't look like it's glowing in third person. But it does in first person, and you get the light around you regardless. But yeah, nighttime is a little bit better, but still not great. Let's move on to the nether. Alright, this is Pastel Nether, and surprisingly it looks pretty good. The muted colors here actually helps this dimension. The fortress looks nice and clear. It's bland, but you can see everything clearly on all the different blocks. I'm surprised. I was expecting to dislike the nether because that's usually the weak point of most shaders, but this one is pretty good. You can see the indents on the wall here. There's no smoke or fog or other effects, so it's missing some details, but I mean, this is pretty clean. Let's look at the forest. Yeah, again, this is pretty good. This might end up getting like a 8 out of 10 for the nether. Okay, now we're in the end, and yeah, unfortunately not as good as the nether. This might be the worst thing I've ever seen in terms of shader packs. I mean, look at the sky here. It looks like a PowerPoint background. There's nothing. I had some hopes because of the nether, but they got completely squashed. There's no salt, there's no pepper, no seasoning.
Chef Ramsay is like, oh my god, there's no salt, there's no pepper.
Yeah, I did not have high hopes for this one, but this is even worse than I thought. So let's get out of here and get into our review. So Pastel is a weird shader pack for me in that you are getting exactly what is advertised. It does exactly what the label says, I just happen to really dislike it. It definitely performs well because it's so simple, but I hate the atmosphere, the overworld, the end was awful, basically no effects for the water or anything else. It does do surprisingly well for the nether, and I suppose if you're looking for muted colors for some reason, you can make this work. But it ends up with a low score of 46. Alright, So this here is Seus Renewed. I had to use fabric to get this shader to work though. I couldn't get it on forward for some reason. Seus has always had nice water lightings and effects. Look at this. Looks so nice and has great vibes. And overall, the overworld looks really good. Let's see the noon vibes here. There we go. Oh, and the sun looks like a actual sun. That was pretty nice. Let's hop around here and look at the forest. Okay. Okay, I like it. Let's go to the bottom here. This looks great too. It's oddly cozy. So far, it's a great shader, and I'm a big fan of the overworld. This one feels like a winner. Let's go take a quick look at the frozen biome. Ooh. Oh, okay. The blocks are merged together. That's pretty cool. I like that. Not bad. Not bad. Let's look at the sunset now. That's pretty good too. Nighttime is next. That's interesting. And the moon is stylized. Nothing that interesting here, and the stars are kind of bland. So I don't think nighttime is as strong as the daytime. But why don't we head into the nether? Okay, so this is the nether, and you can tell immediately there's a lot of fog here. The lava is also pretty high contrast, so initial impressions, it isn't my favorite. Let's walk around the fortress a bit. Yeah, I can barely see, and I don't even see the mobs registering hits either. I don't like it. It's super foggy. Maybe they were going for this vibe, but in practice it's not very functional, at least for me personally. And here is the end. What happened here? Why is the end so boring? There's nothing here. I'm gonna crash out. I can't be the only one that doesn't like this. I can't even see the dragon. Where is the dragon? Maybe if I place lights everywhere? And even that looks bad. Endermen barely have any eye effects. Yeah, I can't say I'm a fan of the end, so why don't we quickly get out of here and go into the review. So Seus ended up with a total score of 69. Nice. But for me, it was like the Game of Thrones of shaders. A real strong start and a really weak finish. It's a good shader overall, I suppose, if you're just hanging out in the overworld, but maybe swap to a different one for the other dimensions. Next up is the Sildurs shader pack. Overall, the lighting and vibes seem pretty nice. It's a really bright shader. I might need my sunglasses. I'm going to go down and take a look there and at the water. Okay, this is pretty nice. Water isn't bad. The lighting underwater is so-so, but I wouldn't mind going for a nice swim here. No complaints so far. Yeah, that's pretty good. Very clean. Let's do sunset. Ooh, yes. You can see the stars, great colors here. This is a good start, but now we should take a look at nighttime. Okay, I think I like the stars. Not bad. A bit weaker than the daytime and sunset, but it's decent. Let's go to a frozen biome. Okay, no special effects here. I think the overworld is stronger during the day and it's passable at night. It's definitely a good start though. But let's now head into everyone's nemesis, the nether. Okay, so this is the nether, and first impressions is it actually looks pretty good. Good colors, good contrast, and it's pretty easy on the eyes. Let's go to the fortress. Okay, I take it back. The lava is higher contrast here, and the fortress is very hard to see. Let's take a look. Yeah, I don't like a fortress that much, but when you come to the other areas and biomes, it looks pretty good. This is definitely one of the more passable nethers, but let's go to the end now. And this is the end. What is going on with all these bad end dimensions? Look at this purple here. It's like a static image. I hate it. At least the Enderman has some eye effects, and you can see the dragon. I just don't like the vibes here, or lack of vibes. It feels incomplete. So why don't we get out of here quickly and move on to our full review. So Sildurs shader ended up getting a 72, which is not bad. It has a strong overworld, especially during the daytime. It's a little bit weaker at night, but had a okay nether and pretty bad end dimension. But you add it all up, it's a pretty good shader. I personally would definitely swap to another shader though when I'm in the end. For the next shader, we have Solas. And first impressions are strong. I like how the water here looks like it's flowing. It's a good look. Let's go take a look at the forest now. And I will say the shader performs really well while looking pretty fancy. Noontime. Oh, this is great. The clouds look realistic and decent sun design. Let's now take a quick look at sunset. Oh, look at that awesome lighting. I love the clouds, colors, everything looks really good. This is a strong start for Solas shaders. Let's hop over to a snowy biome and nighttime. Oh my god, look at how cool the aurora looks here. This might be my favorite nighttime I've seen so far. Solas is like a fine wine, it just keeps getting better and better. The moon looks amazing too. Check out these vibes. Awesome shader. Might be close to a full score for the overworld here, if not a perfect score. Alright, let's hop to the nether. Okay, this is pretty clean. There isn't any fog in the air, so you can see everything pretty clearly, and the fortress looks pretty nice. I'm so surprised I haven't used this shader before, because it's really awesome so far. The basalt delta and forest looks good too. And I really like being able to see everything so functionally and clearly in the nether. It is missing that X factor in this dimension, like maybe a little bit of air effects, but overall, very strong. And let's see how Solas holds up in the last dimension, the end. Oh, wow, there's a lot going on here. Look at that black hole, the stars, the lighting. It's a really unique color palette. Most end dimensions have this purplish tint, but this is pretty unique. And it's one of the strongest end dimensions, if not the strongest I've seen. There's some elements that can be refined a bit, but I am nitpicking. Solas was a real dark horse, so let's go into our full review and score. Solas and his big aura came in really strong with our first above 90 score for a total of 92. The shader does almost everything really well, and you can make the argument for a higher score in some of these sections even. I'm stunned at how good and consistent it was across all categories and dimensions. There's only one shader left, so let's see if Solas can stay on top. Here we are, our final shader boys, and we have a good one, Super Duper Vanilla. As the name implies, this is supposed to be a nostalgic shader that improves on vanilla Minecraft. And first impressions, it looks really good. We're in the early morning and I like the lighting so far. Good simple design and good performance. Let's see what it looks like at noon. Oh, this is great. Okay, let's look at the water. Not bad. Very clean. And the sunset. Oh, I like the boxy clouds here. This is a great look. I think the sunset is my favorite time of the day, but let's now teleport over to a snowy biome. Okay, look at that. You can see the reflection of the ice. It's a nice touch. Let's go to nighttime now. Oh, more reflections. This is pretty cool. The stars are really cute and you can still see the clouds clearly. It's a good look. What's weird is I'm feeling some nostalgia even though I didn't play vanilla Minecraft, too young for that. But great start in the overworld. Okay, now we're in the nether. There are a lot of particles in the air, but I kind of like it. Let's move over here. The forest is a bit dark for me. Let's grab a light. The torch isn't working. In general, I don't like shaders where light items don't actually give off light visually. And yeah, I don't like this either. It's super dark and the torch doesn't work. I want to need like potions of night vision. I thought the biomes weren't bad in the nether, and the lava is pretty good too, but the fortress isn't my favorite. Some things are just a bit off for me. Okay, let's move on to the last dimension. Here we are in the end. And oh, okay. Look at this black hole. I love the lighting, and the Endermen have good particle effects too. I think the end really redeems this shader, and it's a great way to wrap things up. And now let's dive into our full review. Overall, Super Duper Vanilla had a strong score of 83. They did well in almost every area, but lost some points in the nether, as well as its materials and effects, namely the torch and other lights not working. Although super simple, I thought everything was well designed and the shader looks great. Now it's time to get into our final and total rankings. At number 1, we have the Solas shader, biggest aura and strong performance all the way around. I didn't expect before making this video to find a new favorite shader, but this will be the primary one I use from now on. Coming in at number 2 was Complementary shaders, with Super Duper Vanilla and Astralex right on its tail. I think these are all great options for anyone to use, and I might swap to Astralex just for the sun effect sometimes. The remaining shaders were all okay, but Pastel did crash out with the 46. I think people who use that shader either have really bad computers, but at that point you might as well use no shader, or their favorite food is flavorless oatmeal. Hopefully this guide helps you select a shader for yourself. Although I would say the best thing to do is to do some mixing and matching depending on your computer specs, styles you like, and how you play the game. Alright, that about does it. Be sure to hit like and subscribe if you found this video helpful, and leave a comment below with your favorite shader. See you next time.